Hey there, Larry Reid here. I want you to take a moment right now and hit your notifications. Hover over it on YouTube and on Facebook so that you can know when I'm alive. That's right, alive and live. Because some of the stuff I'm going to say today, it's going to be at my own risk, but I'm going to let you know. You need to also download the Larry Reid Live app. Turn your notifications on, because if I get banned on YouTube and on Facebook, when I go live from my app, you'll get a notification that I am live. You should also join Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. If I get banned from social media, it'll be Patreon and my app. Banned from Patreon, it'll be my app I control. So make sure you're in the know. Text right now, LRL, to this phone number. Listen, here we go. 404-999-7527. How can you stay in contact with the platform? 404-999-7527. You got that? Okay. Download the apps, even the Patreon app, the Larry Live app. Turn on your notifications. Text LRL to 404-999-7527, and I'll always be able to talk to you. Okay, let's go.
Multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of the MBN Network, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangsta Track Queens. Streaming online at BET.plus. Looking for a vibrant community where faith meets empowerment? Welcome to the LRL community on Patreon. Here you'll gain access to our financial wellness plan to level up your money game and build your immune system, health and wellness lifestyle plan to keep your health in check. But that's not all. With the groundbreaking AIR project, we're creating jobs in Africa beginning in Ghana. Plus, you'll unlock insider tips from senior executives across industries. And the best part? Be part of daily prayers, weekly coaching sessions with Dr. Larry Reid himself, and so much more. It's time to connect, grow, and thrive. Get the apps, grab the merch, and join us at patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Let's build something amazing together. The LRL community is waiting for you. Church Critic by Dr. Larry D. Reid. An examination of the Larry Reid Live show perspective. Purchase a copy today by logging on to LarryReidLive.com. That's LarryReidLive.com.
A lie has been told to you, and you have believed it.
It still has such an intensity, and the energy and the vibration in that place, you can feel it once you arrive.
At that moment, they allowed me to release my emotion.
Columbus never set a foot on any American soil before he died.
The lie is being exposed.
This is for real. They took our strong and able people, but they could never take all Africans away. And today, we have returned in peace.
Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and hit the bell. Text LRL to 404-999-7527. That's the words LRL to 404-999-7527. And get notified when we go live. Become a member of Patreon. Log on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Sign up, then download the Patreon app and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
Make sure that you download these apps ASAP. That's the Larry Live app, Financial Wellness Plan app, the MBN Network app, and Patreon app. These are the ways you can stay in contact with the Larry Reid Live platform and the MBN Network. The entire Reformation Church of Atlanta and all of the contractors of the MBN Network and the Celestial Circle and all of the partners and LRLers, we are inviting you into our world of information, direction, manifestation, inclusion, and elevation. You need these apps so you can stay in contact with us. Download them. In addition to this, signing up to Patreon and downloading these apps, text LRL to 404-999-7527 so that you can know when information is live and you are getting the updates that you need to know. God bless.
Multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of the MBN Network, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangsta Track Queens. Streaming online at BET.plus.
We're about to have a conversation. All right, LRLers, and also those of you that just come by and watch whenever you see that I'm live. We're going to have a conversation today that is extremely important. It's not the kind of conversation that a lot of people will just flood in here to have until times get bad. They flood in here during the pandemic because they wanted to hear the information and come to the platform that was telling you guys in February of 2020 that we will be in mask and that the COVID-19 is in the air and the talking heads are not going to be telling you the truth. People flooded the platform because 5 years prior, I was saying in 2020, that the church needed to build online and be prepared by the year 2020 to really function online. Little did we know all of the other aspects that we found out. We only knew the part that was in our heart that I believe to be the spirit that put it in me, upon me, and in my mind so that then I can articulate it to you. And people have sort of went back to life. And what they do not know is that they went into an illusion. And this illusion is very costly. And it is costly to you right now. And you've been paying the price due to the misinformation, the lack of information, and just having the wrong people in your ear. So what I want to do, I want to help clear some of that today and really get you into the reality of what is really happening in our country and how it affects you and your household and probably somebody that you love a whole lot. So I want you to listen to what I'm going to share. I know many of you are knowledgeable. I see many patrons in here and many members of the Reformation Church of Atlanta and partners of the MBN Network and patrons and Patreon. I know you are some of the smartest people in the world. So if I'm sharing something and your information is correct, if you see somebody with a blue check sharing something, you can bank on it. But I'm not sure about some of the other ones who are frequent, but I don't know who teaching them. So I want you to pay attention. Pay attention to what I'm going to say. The chat is saying, and I'm probably going to drop the link so that you can then come and ask me a question, and I'll do my best in answer it. Now, I don't know everything, and I'm not an expert in everything, but some things I am an expert in. And so I want to help you. Get your children. Wait a minute. I don't know. Jeremy might invade. If they do, you're going to have to put your fingers in their ears. But Jeremy shouldn't be showing up in this. This ain't the kind of conversation he like to have. But if it pop up, just run quick as you can and put them ears deep down in that eardrum so they don't hear what I'm saying. But there ain't no need of you doing that while they're watching me if you don't do that when it comes to the other things that they're taking in. That's definitely toxic. At least my spirit is right. My mouth just ain't. So that's just how that go. So take a moment right now, hit like and hit share and let everybody know that we're on. This is going to be information that you need to know. Some of you probably already know it, but it's not going to hurt you rehearsing the information again. So hit like right now if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, I need for you to hit like too. Your likes on YouTube affect the algorithm. It just affected more on Facebook. They're not going to show this link to everybody. It's how many is it now? It's about 600,000 people between Facebook and YouTube. It's probably more than that because they're 300 something on Facebook by itself. However it is, that watch us across social media, but they never show the videos to them. You see how deceptive that is? And that goes into some of what I'm talking about today. Because you think if somebody hit like, somebody hit follow, somebody hit subscribe, then every time you post something, then social media is going to let them know you're on. They don't do that. They only let whoever they choose know and get a notification I'm on. And then depending on how people respond to that notification, depends on who else they show it to. And it's like that with every post in your broadcast, any picture you put, that's just how it is. If people react to it, then they push it more and more. And this is the reason why good information is difficult to find. You'll find the misinformation and the foolishness online before you'll find something that's going to empower you, unless you're very strategic in setting up your own algorithms, hitting like on certain things, commenting on certain things, exiting out of certain things, saying not interested in certain things. Your algorithm is going to be flooded with whatever they're trying to program you with and condition you with. And what I'm saying, you guys, I've been saying this, so I don't want you to hear me with your conspiracy theory ears, because I'm not one of those people. I have been saying this for a while. In fact, one of the things that we're dealing with right now that probably going to come up in our conversation is the silencing and the censorship that is happening right now. It began online years ago. Before it began online, I began to tell those that I serve and coach, I said, you need to right now start your platforms. You need to right now do whatever you want to do online to get people connected to you, then move them from social media because it's losing its organic flow. TikTok was the only thing that did not come subject to so much policing and censorship. But now I see that it's showing up in TikTok that somebody's controlling something in what I see. So I need for you guys, all of you guys, if you haven't started your platform, go ahead. Now, it's going to be difficult, but it's not impossible. And really begin to take your visual content and turn it into audio and put it in Spotify and begin to start your podcasting. and take that really, really seriously, because the time of being able to connect socially and for us to act like media to and for each other with sharing information is going to totally disappear. I don't know how long it will disappear, but I do know it's already fading. And there's so much power in media that is shared amongst the public socially, that the government and all of the powers that be that are in bed with the government really need to hush some of this up and get some control of it. And that's really what we are experiencing right now in America, an administration that realizes that the false, fake, forged, constructed marketing lie that America is the land of the free and that America is the place and space that you can come into your individuality and just be. It's all a facade. It's a farce. It's always has been. And it never was for everyone. It was for white males and whoever they approve that is for. It's never really been for everybody else. Have many people came here and realized the American dream? Yes, many people have. Look at what blacks have done in this world. Even I'm talking about after being shipped over here. I'm talking about early in the 1800s. We had black success. We had black success in the 1800s. We had some in the 1700s, but always they destroyed us by fire or some system, disease. They skillfully and intentionally try to rebalance the scales because the American dream was never for you. And instead of us just focusing on those of us that have became the black privilege or the brown privilege or and the women who are now the most educated, don't you believe that lie that you are really free, that you are really equal, and that this country is for you. It's not. It's designed that some of us get there and realize our dream. It's designed that some of us will reach success and the millionaire status, but not the majority of browns and blacks. It's for the whites and for the blacks and browns who are in the bed with the whites that they can use to control the rest. And this is the reality, and it is the absolute truth. And everything is strategic that happens in America. Even our weather, levees breaking, hurricanes, strategic. What do you mean, Larry? It could be stopped. It could have been corrected. It could have been fixed before, but intentionally, it was not fixed. What happened in California with the fires, they already knew the plants that were being planted there are literally like lighter fluid, dryness and one little spark and it's gone. That could have been stopped, but it wasn't. Why? Because our government is very selfish. And it is an oligarchy, meaning rich people who control our world. And the only way that this capitalistic country works is that we have the poor and we have the rich. Middle class was never the plan. It was always the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots. That's the only way it can work. Ladies and gentlemen, even in the midst of this, you can access and achieve and realize your dreams. Why? Because as a follower of Jesus Christ, as a practitioner of prayer, intercession, meditation, as a person who has their altar at the house with their Bible and pictures of their passed on powerful ancestors, the blood that is pumping through your veins is the blood of your ancestors who overcame and overthrew. It's in you. So you can still realize it. Why? Because God is with you. Why? Because the hand of God is upon you as a direct result of the prayers of your ancestors. Because according to the text, He's going to fulfill their prayers through us. Now, that's biblications, and it's all over in the Old Testament. Just switch out the word forefather for ancestor, and you'll get it. So I want you to hear me, and hear me as someone who wants to help you, who see themselves as someone assigned and called to help create a conversation that will literally cause us all to learn and laugh and be smarter and move stealthily. Ladies and gentlemen, if we as Black people were organized in this country where we contribute to 1.7 trillion each and every year, if we organize, we will bankrupt this oligarchy. If we all made a decision to get up right now and move to wherever we want to move, whatever country, we will leave this country whitewashed, without character, without culture, without creativity. Technology, innovation will all take a hit in the gut. The banking system will fall. The dollar will dematerialize. All these things will happen as a result of the power leaving the country. I want you to know that the people is where the power is in this country, particularly Blacks and Browns and our allied white people. If we come together, that's it. But they're banking on us not coming together. Why? Because the programming is to keep us separated. So this is why the government ran a campaign on things that do not matter as relates to the advancement of ourselves individually and collectively. They focused on the things that divide us and made sure that those things divide us more. And in the Black community, it was easy for them to do because they only had to do it through our churches, our Bibles, and our preachers. And many of us voted for this administration because they said it was our Christian duty. We have moved into Christian nationalism so easily because Christianity itself is filled with whiteness, filled with error, filled with biases and racism. That's right. Western Christianity is white, and it was never meant to serve your Blackness. This is a contrived, watered down, twisted religion that they stole out of Africa, and then they revamped it, the Romans, European, and then went back into Africa to now colonize it and make them believe their version of Christ, and took it around the world. And the Pope signed off for it. Signed off initially for the Portuguese, the first ones, and the Spaniards to begin to capture, rape, and take. Capture, rape, and take our people out of Africa, put them on ships called Jesus, and ship them over here to the Americas. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been shouting, hollering, speaking in tongues in a church that was built on a foundation that was designed to subvert you, control you, take your thinking power, and program you to get your reward, your riches, your power, wealth, and prosperity after you die. Until you it's over there, over yonder, when I get there, while they taking here from you. So what I'm saying right now, even what I've already said, these are things that your prophets and your Black pastors and Black leaders are supposed to be saying. Whether it's a content creator, an actor, a preacher, or a CEO, when they open up their mouth and they start talking to all of us, it's supposed to sound like this. And if it don't sound like this, in that moment, you need to know that's an agent that you should not be following and you should not be listening to. Because all of us that are spiritual and Black leaders are supposed to be saying and doing and supporting the same thing. And so when you see Black people, Christians of all shades and hues, their talking points sound like Christian nationalism or deeply Christian, but not African Christian, not Christ consciousness, not inclusive, but it's exclusive, then you need to know right then, you're not talking to somebody who has been filled with the real Holy Ghost, the real Spirit of Jesus Christ. They actually got the Holy Ghost that the church manufactured and approved. They're a prophet that the church has approved because they're safe. But then there's you and I. We are not bought. We are free. We left church brain, as Thais say, Bible brain. We left all of that years ago. So we're not easily tricked. And we can feel that something going on. We can sense that something ain't right. We feel like somebody trying to take advantage of us. We feel like we're in a twilight zone. We can feel and sense something is not proper. But you know how many people right now rejoicing and they feel great because Trump is in office and abortion, he's going after abortion, after the LGBT, and the people that are trans won't be mixed up with the people that are biologically male or female. All of that is where the focus is. And we have left humanity in the name of Christianity. That Christianity is diabolical. It is a corporation. It is a business. It is colonial. It's imperialistic. That is not Jesus. They hijacked Christ, his name, and put it in Christianity, but these are not attributes of Christ at all. And so you got to be able to discern who is who. And you don't need to be listening to them and following them, interacting with their posts. Unfollow them. Do not follow them anymore. Do not listen to them. Well, Larry, some of the stuff they say is good. Yeah, but the spirit that they working through is getting in you. And that thing gonna fester. It's gonna manifest. That's what I mean. Manifestations. Festation is something that happens as a result of the compounding, mixing together, and the evolution and evolving of two particular things. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to people that have mixed oil. They have mixed ideas. Their values and their ethics is off behind the scene, but you can't tell it because of what they're saying sounds so good. Because their prophecy came to pass, because what they said really is your last name and really is your crossed over loved one's name. That ain't enough no more. You need to pay attention to what they are doing, saying, and supporting. And if they scared to speak truth to power, they ain't nobody's prophet. I don't care who it is. If they can't say what the truth is, they ain't nobody's prophet. Well, they their prophet, but they ain't the Lord's. Because we have a responsibility to cause repentance. That's what prophets do. They call people to turn from their wicked ways, repent, and that makes them prosper and get prosperous in their life. That's why prosperity is connected to the prophet's office, not because the prophet's so powerful and the mantle just got money in it. No, because the mantle has correction in it. And once you get corrected, you get directed right to your goal, right to your prosperity. But you got to be corrected first. And so there's so many things that we need to be paying attention to that is happening right up under our nose in the government and in the church. I told y'all, from the plantation to the church, from master's house to the church house, from the White House to the church house, reform has to happen because the church house and the White House are in bed together. And I've been saying this for years before it got like this. Now it's very visible. But the church house and the White House, one spirit. So what I'm saying to you, how many minutes I've been on? 29 minutes? You need to go back to right when the advertisement stopped, all the way up to this point, and listen to it about 10 times. So you can get programmed with truth. And that truth programmed in you going to be a measure to where when stuff try to come into your ear, that measure going to show up and say, wait a minute, and begin to decode and decipher. And none of us should be listening to anyone where we got to look for the meat, spit out the bones. That ain't how it's supposed to be. And people say that like it's something great. Well, I just ate the meat and spit out the bone. Is that who eats a meal like that every time? Now, if you know you got to eat fish and they cook it the back home way, you know you got to fool up with that. But I don't want a meal every time I turn around. I got to keep getting the bones, about to choke on one because this ain't what I'm supposed to be eating. I want meat. And I don't want nothing but meat. And if you can't trust somebody like that, find you somebody else because this ain't the time. And they're not leading you into the future. They're securing you in what you already know. And it's very interesting to me how many church people love to go and hear people preach in a new way the same thing you've been hearing for 20 years. That's not learning. Why you let that be in Christianity? You don't even watch the same movies over and over years on end. You may go revisit back some stuff, go, oh, that was good. But what I see online is these preachers saying the same thing in 5 different ways with different titles, and y'all still hollering and giving your money. And your life is not prepared for the world that you're in because your black preacher is not telling you what the hell is going on. And you out here by yourself. And they taking your money, but not giving you your information. So what are you giving them the money for? Who's that for? Because Christianity got you programmed to do it, and they thump that Bible in your face. All at the same time, raping you, robbing you, and you're getting nothing that you need to be prepared for tomorrow that is literally today. So there's no need for you to act like that what I am saying is sitting right here. I know it's uncomfortable, but there's no need for you to act like I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm on your toes. I'm talking about you. You've been in that church for years, and I've been 2-3 divorces. Your child is in jail. I'm not putting it all on the church, but a great deal of it I am putting on the church. Because after so long, though, you ought to realize the thing ain't working and go do something different, or you're doing something wrong. So don't act like what I'm saying is not the truth. It is the truth. It's just hard to hear. So what I want to share with many of you that is here, take a moment and hit like and hit share. I don't know how long we'll be here, but I'm going to drop the link so that you can ask me some questions. But I'm concerned. And I didn't even really know how concerned I was until I sat down here and opened my mouth. But I'm very concerned. I'm very, very concerned. I'm concerned of several different things. Number one, I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned about mine. I'm concerned about my children. I'm concerned about my brothers and sisters, my cousins that I don't talk to all the time. I still love them. It's not part of my life every day, all the time. I see them once or twice a year, but I'm concerned about it. I am so concerned about it because it's like people are not clear. And we're online fussing about stuff, but we're fussing about the very stuff that the administration have made talking points: gender, abortion. And then some of our black leaders, they're not really black leaders, but they're leading blacks. They're creating conversation around stuff that don't matter. Y'all talking about witchcraft, demons. Still in this climate? What the hell? And y'all just eating it up, eating it up, eating it up, eating it up. And there's nothing you've been given for your living. There's nothing been given for your living. Y'all, I am concerned. And then some of you pastors who are struggling to keep your buildings and struggling to keep your leases and your mortgages, why? If it's God's will, it's his bill. You shouldn't have to work that hard. So maybe you're outside of God's will because it's your bill and it's got so much pressure on you. All right, let me hush. I be taught the whole time, and I be taught the whole time as opposed to us having a conversation. But let me make this statement, and I want to be very clear. Donald Trump bold-faced lied several times, but one of his lies, and please let me be very clear, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. I'm just calling a thing a thing. He lied. He said over and over, I don't have anything to do with Project 2025. He even said, I don't know what it is. He said, but I have heard it. And some of, you know what they said. Now, he didn't say that part until December, after he done won, however way he won. He didn't say that till December 2024 when they say, well, I do like some of the things that they say. Prior to that, I don't know anything. But I told people, whoever will watch my platform, Project 2025 and the people who created it, I think it's about 20 organizations and more than that, businesses. See, what y'all don't know, a lot of these people we're boycotting now were actually part of 2025, funding it, standing with it in the meetings. Because I don't know about Project 2025, but here's Agenda 47. As the 47th president, this is my agenda. And when you measure the two side by side, it's like looking in a mirror. And so I'm saying to everybody, oh my God, y'all don't see this? And believed what he said. Now, we're in a situation to where we have to deal with the reality that Project 2025, the Republican Party and the Heritage Foundation and Trump and his entire cabinet are all one. They're all one. And everybody just needs to admit it. Okay. All right, he got us on that. Now we can talk about some other lies, but he got us on that. The goal of Project 2025 is to have an authoritarian theocracy based on Christian nationalism with one branch of government headed by a dictator to execute his will. The hard truth is the faith practice here in the West called Christianity is inherently already aligned with Christian nationalism, the way that it's practiced here. Christianity is inherently white, inherently racist, inherently misogynistic, inherently homophobic. Christianity here in the West is literally the brainchild of oligarchs. So you see how we got here? Through Christianity. And it was the design from the beginning. When the Pope signed off for anybody that will not be Christian, you overtake them, genocide, enslave them, reprogram them, and make their soul white. No matter the color, make them like us. No matter the nation, destroy their culture, give them ours. And in other instances, molest, rape their culture, take that from them, and make that part of ours. And this is where we are. I am really running my mouth. I must have been really bothered. And I just didn't know how bothered I was. So let me say something to all of you. How many of you in the chat travel in and out of the country? I got something to tell you. And I want you to listen to me. If you or anybody you know travel often in and outside the country, in and out of the country, if you travel in and out of the country, you need to hear what I'm saying. If you travel from state to state, listen to what I'm saying, because I'm about to tell you something. If you are planning to vote in the midterms and again in 2028, listen to what I'm saying. You've got to stay informed so that you can stay a step ahead of the crazy man. Ladies and gentlemen, every last one of you need to right now, and I'm talking to black and browns, especially Big Mama and them. Y'all gonna have to really do this work. We got to do it. You got to check with your parents who are American citizens, born here, naturalized citizen, born here. I want you to check with them and make sure that their birth certificate is proper, that every letter is spelled correctly. All of you that have had your birth certificate with one letter off and then another one on your license, women, your maiden name on this, your married name on this, you better get that fixed this week. By the 15th of April, you need to get it fixed. Don't you let May come in here, you ain't fixed it. You better get all of your identification, the name on your social security card need to match the one on the birth certificate. The one on the birth certificate need to match your ID. The one on your ID need to match your passport. If you do not, more than likely, you're going to find yourself in one of these few situations. You're going to be arrested if you happen to get stopped at a normal traffic stop. You're going to be detained or arrested when you're coming into the country. You're going to be detained or you're going to be arrested at any kind of security check. You're going to be detained or arrested. When it comes to voting in 2026 and 2028, you will not be able to vote. You won't. And passports, everybody needs to get a passport. If you don't have any plan on going outside the country, I don't care. Right now, by April the 15th, because what is happening for some, because right now, citizens, we still don't have a whole lot of problems getting these things. But green card holders, people that's married and they are really dealing with some stuff. And some citizens are. And that's only going to increase. So I'm telling you right now, you need to go right now and get all your business fixed. Y'all know how we do. Your Big Mama still got your birth certificate. You got a copy. You better go get Big Mama's original birth certificate. Take your hind end to the courthouse in the area you were born and get all of that fixed. Right now, get it fixed. And I'm going to take it farther. Make sure the name that is on the social security card, on the ID, that is on the birth certificate and on the passport, all of your bills that prove your residency, like your utility bill, your lease, your mortgage, make sure your name is right there on your bank account. And I'm going to say something about banking. Kendall, remind me to say something about banking. Make sure your name match. It got to all be the same. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a futurist. That's different. And what I see, and I'm saying right now to my community, it's not new. It's rehearsal. And they're like, okay, let me go ahead and do it now because he's saying it out here public now. He's been saying it to us privately. I really ain't paying no attention, but now he's saying it out here publicly. It must have done got really serious. And I don't know what the Lord done told him because how God deal with him, and it'd be years ahead. Let me go ahead and do this just in case. That's what you better do. You better do it and do it right early and quickly. And let me say this. I don't care what measure of wealth you got. And the more wealth you have, the more seriously you need to take what I just said and what I'm about to say. It was never in the plan of America for you as a black and brown, as a woman, as a same gender loving person to be where you are. You're doing well. You need to secure your wealth. And you need to diversify your wealth. And when I say diversify, I'm not talking about just get some crypto and put them in your cold wallets, and lock them up, make sure it's password protected. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm not saying I am saying that, but not only. I'm not saying diversify just in crypto and commodities like gold and silver. You should, but that's not just what I'm saying. You need to get your money outside of the reach of our government. So brick and mortar banking, you need to consider getting the bulk of your wealth out of brick and mortar banking and shift to these places like American Express, Capital One, and all these other people that have these aspects of banking that's fully online that you can do at your fingertips. If you got large amounts of cash in the bank, you best hold it somewhere else. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you right now needed to go get 20,000, some banks 10,000, some as low as 7. First of all, your money is not in the bank. Let's go ahead and get our mind wrapped around that. I was talking to my mama one time, and I was saying in my head while she talking to me, she really think her money is in there. It's not in there. Your money is not at that bank. It's a number they're showing you on the screen through your app that make you think you got that money with them secure and safe. It's not. They have already taken that money and loaned it out to other people. They're also flipping it every night in other markets, making money, then putting your money back in the account. That's why when you put it in there, you got to wait till a certain time, a day or two, to get it, because they're going to take it and make their money off of it first and then give it back to you. And they're really just giving you numbers to look at. Right now, if you want to go in there and get that money, they're going to say, well, it's not here. We got to order it. So I deposit it here and then it only stay here. That's right. So 3 to 7 days with some banks, I got to tell you, I'm coming here to get $20,000 of my money to order it. Check this. Some banks, when you go in there, then you got to tell them what you're getting the $20,000 out for. Now, the moment you get over $10,000, I think it's called a CRT. It's a report that they have to do on their end with your name. You taking $10,000 out of your money that you already paid taxes on, already done what you're supposed to do as an American citizen. Now, like they do your houses, now you telling me my money in the bank ain't really mine. Just like if I buy this house cash, if I don't pay you say 20,000 taxes on it a year, you come take my whole house. So I got to pay on this house for the rest of my life. So in America, we really don't really own. It's the illusion of owning. That's why I told somebody I coached the other day, because they like to pay off stuff. I was the same way. Buy my cars cash. I said, I ain't going to buy no house again until I can write a check for it. I was that person. But now I understand all of this is a game and all this ain't real. So let me get into the game. Let me get in multiple millions of dollars worth of debt with the banks. Use their money to buy stuff that then I can take the value out of and live off of and not pay no taxes off of. You got to get into the game. And most people that are in the game like that don't have their money sitting in no brick and mortar banking. They may be doing it in a branch of that brick and mortar that they can call somebody, move this, do that, because they're at that level. But the brick and mortar banking that most people do that work 9 to 5, an illusion. And you're being used. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? This is the kind of conversation we need to be having alongside of our hot topics, alongside of our other stuff that's happening in our world, that make us laugh and we find entertaining. We got to do learning and laughter at the same time. We can't afford to just be learning this new, where the fans at? Where the fans at? I'm not calling it wrong. But we can't just be doing that. And then we're not educating each other And we're dying in dumbness by the millions. Get your money up out of there. And get your money in other banking systems in other countries where the economy is more stable right now than ours. And you can do that. Certain countries you got to go get residency or citizenship to do, but some countries that's not the case. If you want to get into their stock market, you may just need to have to pay a lump sum of money to a broker that then register you with that country, and now you can begin to move in their stock market. You better do it. You better hear what I'm saying. It's a lot of work, I know, but you better do it, or you'll be living in that car. You better go ahead and do it. And you better get some bullets, and you better get some guns. Now, we started buying that in our community almost 3 years ago. Just buying up ammo. If we do not have a civil war, what we're going to have is civil war-ish, where you see people acting out against each other. Because our government and the people of our nation is divided. And some are extremists. And we're going to see them acting out in high-end neighborhoods. People that's getting shot because somebody don't like the hue that you are, or the way you voted, or the fact that you living in that zip code. You better get, and when you get in that banking system over there, you need to get into the online banking system, just like I'm telling you to do here, because that's safer, where you're able to move your own and do what you need to do. You need to have accounts everywhere. If you're coming back into this country, I know I'm jumping around, but y'all, it's all on my heart. When you coming back into this country and you've made posts about Donald Trump, in your text messages, you have talked about the administration. Your online posts, before you come back in this country, delete all your social media apps. It's just temporarily. Delete them off your phone. Go into your pictures. If you have downloaded anything, a meme about Donald Trump or the administration, delete it. It can still be retrieved, but delete it. Maybe they won't take it all the way there with you if they don't see it on there. If you've done that, delete it. If you have text about Donald Trump, delete that. Because except they hook it up to the machine, they won't be able to pull that deleted information. They'll just see it right there. Take facial recognition off of your devices. They can use you live right there to put the device to get into your stuff, or they can use your picture to get into your phone. The right kind of picture, a proper picture they can. Take it off. Make it all password protected. All of your banking, all of your social media, do two-step authentication where they have to, the kind where you have to be text in order for you to release it. Because then they have to get a court order to get all into that. But if you are like me, and I told those that I served a couple of years ago, I said, be careful what you're saying online about the administration. Be careful what you're saying about the powers that be. This is even before Trump got back into office. I said this to them. I said, now, when it comes to me, I ain't gonna better abide by this because of my assignment and calling. But some of you, you can address the powers that be, but be wise. But somebody like me, I'm gonna have to do all of that because I'm a talking head. I'm a cultural critic. So not just of the church, but of the culture. And so that moves into politics. So there are things I'm saying. Paula White is a LRLer. She ain't gonna admit it. But she watches me. She knows me. So Donald Trump knows exactly who I am. Hell, that's the reason why I got invited to Mar-a-Lago. So they already know who I am. So I'm gonna have that kind of situation. Plus, I was warned of it my senior year in high school. So I already know that that's going to be something that I'm going to have to deal with, and I'm going to be troubled with that. That's okay. As part of my assignment, already informed, I'll be fine eventually. But what I'm trying to do is get those of you that are listening to me now to make sure you are safe. And so this is the reason why I made sure today, as we are opening up, that you guys download all of these apps. Because this is the way you're going to be able to get in contact with me. If I'm stuck outside the country and can't come in, you still hear what I said. I'll tell you what happened. But you got to have these apps. And make sure you text LRL to 404-999-7527. Otherwise, you're not going to know what the truth is. Because I'm one of few who's coming online and telling the truth and not scared. And don't really care. Because this is what I know. Although the truth teller, many times it don't end good for them. But ultimately we sing their praises and we start repeating what they've been saying. Who knows? 5 years from now, somebody try to get hold of me or something like that. But then that's going to stir y'all up because you're going to remember everything that I said. And now that's going to set a blaze. So what I'm saying to each and every one of you is preventive. And I also just want you to be careful. So limit your Donald Trump commentary. Scrub your social media. Okay, I'm not Larry. I don't have to delete mine coming in the country, but I have said some stuff, liked some stuff, and said some stuff in the comment section and Twitterized some stuff. You better go there and delete. If you work for the government, delete. Be careful what you're putting up and what you're saying, even texting. Take control of your money and get ready to vote. If you don't fix this ID stuff that I'm telling you about, you're not going to be able to vote because he done executive orders. Well, Larry, the Congress got to get together and implement this stuff. Yeah, and we don't know when it's going to be implemented. Well, some of this stuff is unconstitutional, and he probably going to get sued, and they got to go before the Supreme Justice. Y'all, all of that done been worked out while we were doing what we were doing. They done figured all of that out. Some of this stuff going to get passed. Some of this stuff is going to be implemented. So I want you guys to pay a darn attention. The first thing he did when he came in office is set Project 2025 in place. The abolishing of the Department of Education. That is in Project 2025. More recently, he's calling restructuring to the Smithsonian. And it's coded. The order is coded, but we know what he's doing. He wants Black history and the history of us being enslaved in this country and treated like worse than pets and worse than property once it removed from the Smithsonian. And he's even focusing on, I took a group of you guys in the Celestial Circle to the African Museum in DC. He's focusing on that. He wants things defunded that's telling the truth. Talking critical race theory. Anything supporting the LGBTQAI+. Restricting gender affirming care. Do y'all understand how evil it is for someone? Now listen, we ain't got to agree. You go get everything cut off or put stuff put on and to become the opposite sex. Fine, that's your right. But there's certain things in care they have to have, or it is detrimental. They die, they rot in certain parts of the body. Getting rid of that care means we're going to sit and let you die. Same thing with the abortion with the women. There's a situation where the fetus needs to come out of the body so she can live. Now she just got to die. All of this implemented, targeting DEI. Well, we didn't benefit from it. No way. You don't get it, dumbass. There go Jeremy. That ain't the point. DEI basically comes out of affirmative action. It was about the blackness, then it moved to women and the same gender loving, and it just increased over the years to include more people that's been disenfranchised. You don't understand. DEI is another way to say black folk. And see, we start arguing on stuff that don't make no sense. What difference that make? He coming after us. Then the union rights for federal workers. He passed the order. All of this is, I'm talking Project 2025. Passed the order where we can remove these federal people who got all these rights and coverage and blame them maybe of misusing some of their government cars and government vehicles. Now I'm going to take my friends and put them in that spot so that I can have ultimate power. I ain't got no kickback. I can do whatever the hell I want to do in this democracy. And it'd be I told you what is their objective of Project 2025. Authoritarian theocracy. Basically, he wants to be the dictator and do whatever the hell he wants to do. Even his statements now begin to align with Project 25. This order on voting standards. So that goes to what I'm telling y'all about the ID. All of that is about hindering the woman vote and the black and browns. That's it. Because women get married, change their name, they have a name here, their name over here, and they don't go. They say, okay, if that don't match, you can't vote. You see? So that if I decide to run again, the women and the black and browns, they won't be able to vote. They want it the way it was, where white people votes count. Not women, not black people. Because you know, we ain't had rights to vote for so many years. Ain't that crazy? That is crazy. And you out here arguing about this stupid stuff. You on your platform talking about Diddy, talking about Lovey, Bishop Jakes, only. Every live or another content creator. All of us, whether it's in radio, YouTuberations, Facebookings, Twitterations, whatever it is, all of us got a responsibility to use our platform to spread the truth and to awake somebody. And if you ain't doing that, you are part of the problem. Listen to what somebody dumbass is saying. Larry, you sound more and more, and that's somebody I know. I'm not a Democrat. I got a thinking mind. That is stupid to say. You see how the program, and this is a black person, this is a preacher and a pastor I know now. And he's stupid enough to now say to me, somebody who he knows, somebody who knows the character and who has helped him and his wife ass. They say, Larry, you sound more like a Democrat. You see how whiteness has divided us? My black skin ought to make you respect me more and handle me differently. Because we're the same. They'll shoot me or you, and you're a little darker than me. They're going to shoot you before they shoot me. But see, this is the dumb stuff I'm talking about. Why not use that time to spread some wisdom? And I think your wife worked for the IRS. So I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all but what I'm saying. And what I'm saying to you is what you need to be listening to. And you really need to consider what I'm saying. Get that whole left and right stuff out of your mind. Democrat, Republican, even an independent. Christ consciousness, humanity. Okay, you don't do Christ because you Muslim, whatever. How about humanity? Let's all put at the center of our spirituality, humanity, not Christianity, not Islam, not Judaism, just humanity. If we do that, We're going to mess around and act like Jesus. That's what's going to happen. Oh my God. All right. Say it again now. Yeah, I went into the banking thing. I slipped into the banking thing. I was supposed to talk to you about it. Okay, so where do I need to store my money? It's a Goldman and Sachs that have a I know Capital One, Ally, 4.25%. Yeah, Goldman Sachs, they have 4.40%. And the American Express. Get out of the brick and mortar. Well, let me say it like this. Don't need the brick and mortar. Do everything you can to make sure that brick and mortar banking is your last option. Okay? And let me tell you this. One of the reasons, and I want to thank you. One of the reasons that I can tell the truth, one of the main reasons, is because of Kerry Jones, Taruma, Tithe and Seed, Vonda Simmons, Taruma, Tithe and Seed. You welcome, baby. Yes, that's how we get distracted. We get distracted around that mess that don't make no sense. It's programming. Look at here. This goes to what I'm saying. Florida District House seats are up for election 4-1. A big vote on 4 items takes place in Louisiana today. And we've been flipping some. But that's a problem now because they realize a match has been placed under the bum of many of us. And we're going to start voting for humanity. Of course, the Republicans are saying that you voting Democrat. Hell, I'm not with both of y'all demons. The left and the right demons. We are voting for humanity and what is proper. Christian nationalists want America to be a Christian nation. I know that aligns with your faith because you real saved and religious, but it's not right to run a nation strictly by your own faith. Even Dubai, who is a Muslim nation, they allow me to believe as I believe and practice as I want to practice when I'm there and won't jail me for it. Well, in Dubai, I can't take my wife. You're a woman. I can't take my wife. That's what they programs you in American social media. It's not true. Long as you ain't trying to eat her out in the middle of town where we all can see, they don't care about that neither. The design of our country is control and manipulation of the citizens. It was founded on that. Come on now, y'all. You know it got to fall. It was founded on that. Each and every one of you listening to me that have been poisoned by Western Christianity and the media, I pray that the next time you get on your face, that the spirit rise up in you and make you vomit. And you get really clear and get curious and start asking questions. I pray that when you sit in church tomorrow listening to your pastor that voted for Trump and he didn't even tell you, voted against your rights, that the spirit lets you see through them and see through all the good, to see the root and that energy that's feeding you and been feeding you for years. And you leave. That's my prayer. That's my prayer. I would much rather, this is Sir Isaac, inbox you, but what about those that as it is now cannot afford the things that you prophetically speak of what to do? I didn't speak of anything that you can't afford. You got to change your financial posture and habits and redirect your money. If you're on this internet talking to me right now, there's no such thing of what you cannot afford. You can do all of what I said at your level. So don't believe that. Yeah. Even if I ain't gonna get into that. You're welcome. Wisconsin will have a special election on the 1st. I think Houston might also have an election coming soon too. Y'all better get to where you can. That's a very powerful prayer, one that is hard. But yes, and I mean it with all my heart. You need to understand the origin of America, the origin of your faith. Deconstruct from that, decolonize your spirit and your faith and your behavior and your thinking, your appetite, your opinion. You got to get all that decolonized and deconstructed. And Christ, the Spirit of Christ, is the deconstructor. You're not taking on another spirit. You're taking on the Spirit of Jesus Christ, not Christianity. Christianity Incorporated, the church. You're not taking none of that on. You're taking on the true spirit. If Jesus came back right now, he would tear all this up, or any of them apostles. And what would be interesting, a lot of pastors would be rebuking them. You ain't Jesus. You not like the apostle. No, they all dead because of what they said. Yeah. Decolonize is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in the church as we know. You sound like it though. Yes, it is serious. Absolutely. Why not, Larry? You reach so many, and now you address this after the fact. You have a voice, and you could have had an impact on voting, but that's past. Thank you for speaking now. We need you, and you need to pay attention before you come out of your mouth. I have been talking this since the very beginning of this entire platform from 2016. I prophesied in 2017 what would happen now. Talked about the split at the top and the vision of the Capitol building being split. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Do not address me like I am not the expert and the futurist that has been proven before your eyes. You just didn't pay no attention. See, this comment comes from somebody who ain't been paying attention. But those who have been paying attention, been listening to me since 2016 when this platform started. So you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And I hear you say, thank you for speaking now. You're welcome. But I've been talking. You just ain't been listening. And see, this is the reason why we all got to do our job. Everybody need to be talking to your nearest black person or human. All of us. And informing. Now, see, if I sit here and done that whole expose on Bishop Jakes and showed you a naked picture of him that he sent to Manasseh, you be telling me, oh, let me tell you what happened. Look at here. Look at this. But you ain't telling this. This how come Gigi can come in here and talk off and not even know I've been doing this since I've been on the platform. This whole platform started a conversation about the deconstruction of our faith and decolonization. That's what we founded on. And they're coming in here talking about why now? I can't. I just can't. Oh my God. Jesus. Ben sounding it. I promise you, people are have selective hearing, and you can always tell the ones who don't consistently watch. It's 2 hours. Very obvious. Right, 2016. That's correct. It's provable Google. On this platform right here, where they check this now, they're now deleting all the old videos from Facebook. So in 30 days, every video I've ever brought to you on Facebook is going to be gone. Listen, you didn't know that, did you? They want to keep the American citizen dumb and the information they're taking in controlled. Oh my God. I tell you the truth. Let me see. Somebody said, hold on, hold on, find out. Oh yeah, let me do something. Hold on a minute. Put up a picture because I got to blow my nose and it's nasty. Normally I would just do it, but Ty East done taught me to not sneeze and all of that online. All right. I thought I muted it. Y'all might have heard me do that little snort. Ah. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Now, what was somebody saying? And I've been here since 2019. Yeah. That's you came 3 or 4 years late. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is y'all, I'm gonna tell you this. Online is like the watered down version, the censored version of me. Kendall, what would I have done if that happened in real life? I said whatever, and you probably shame if I'm your personal prophet. I can't do stupid. I mean, I can do anything. You can like sticks in your nose. You can like people sticking in your ear and coming in your eardrum. I don't care. That's what you like. I mean, I got my opinions, but yeah, I have no judgment. But stupid. Oh my God, I can't. I'm allergic. And it irritates me. What about those of us that had close friends at the White House? I done laid my lines of demarcation parentheses. I will say the names. But let me say this. This is the reason why some people you don't see on my platform no more, because I don't agree with anything that is oligarchish, anything that is misogynistic, anything that is hateful towards the LGBTQAI plus or immigrants. No. But if you follow me, you already know this. I was like this before now. So if I am friends with someone and I realize it's what you do, that's our line. I've never asked Prophet Lovey who he voted for, but he was talking real Trumpish. But remember what I said? I said, I think he's talking that way because the vision he had of the 312, which is the votes, the electoral votes that he got, because he received that information before it happened. I think he thinks that means that we all supposed to vote for Trump. But I never asked him because I'm not in the business of trying to create a fight or anything or make it weird. I like who he is as far as what I know, and he's a kind man. So let's stay in those areas where there's agreement. We're both black. We both African. We're both American Africans. So let's just stay right there. I don't know if he voted for Trump. I asked Manasseh straight out. He said, no, I didn't. I didn't vote for Trump or Harris, but he voted. Somebody said he voted for Trump. Let me see. And then what somebody said? I don't know that. And he never told me. I think he did. I think he did. But he's just a friend. He ain't my mentor. He's not my personal prophet. He's not my teacher. That's my brother. And that's fine. We all should be able to get along, find community with people who act, think, vote different than us. But when you talk about a spiritual leader, a personal prophet, a mentor, a coach, you're going to have some lines. Because if their judgment wasn't clear enough for them to see into the future of what this administration would do to their members, to their moms and to their sisters, to their loved ones, to their brother and sister that don't look like them, not at their pay grade or their level of prosperity, immigrants, if their judgment wasn't good enough for that, then you do not need to be listening to that person, like taking everything out of their mouth on what they're saying. I don't care who. I mean, y'all can take that back to love, but he know me exactly how I am. No, I'm going to measure everything you say. Because if you was stupid enough to vote for Trump and couldn't see clear enough to vote for Trump, and don't come tell me that was God's choice, because then I ain't going to really listen to nothing that you got to say. Oh, God just using him. He's like Cyrus, which is another thing I heard. God just using this imperfect man because all of it got to be torn down and things going to be better later. No, I'm not ascribing to that. You probably also believe that God take us through terrible, horrible losses and crazy men in our life like slavery for a big picture. I don't serve that God. I don't know who that is. But my God is good. Niggas ain't, but God is. There were a group of prophets saying that voting for Trump would defer judgment. That was Tiffany Montgomery said that. What are they saying now? They got to make it make sense. I know they're going to say something to make it make sense. I can't. You don't even need, just reading. If you just read Project 25 when they put to Tao, you could have went in your chat GPT and said, give me a summary. And found out and just been informed and make an informed decision. I knew Trump would become the president just like Lovey knew from the vision. I told y'all in March, I think it was. I knew that either he would become the president rather, or there'll be a rise of Trump energy. But that ain't make me vote against humanity. If I had a vision saying Trump is going to be the president, I still would have voted opposite. Because as a prophet, as a leader, a spiritual leader, you always on the side of what is right. And it was not right for a Christian, someone who loved God, you're supposed to love people too, vote against people. Oh no. And then put somebody in the office who is like a modern day Hitler. So if God told you to do that, then you need, if you're saying God told you to do that, you owe us the explanation. At least those of us who support you. It's time for us to earmark those of us that look like us that's against us. All right. I feel like I'm missing something that I had to say, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me questions. Go ahead, put them in the chat. We'll star them. If you want to, you can hit this link. And when you come on, I'm going to go ahead and tell you got 1 minute. Don't try to take 2. I'm just going to click you off and go to the next person. Tell me your name and the city or country you're hitting the link from, and say what you got to say, or ask the question you want to ask. Okay? Actually, this is for questions. If you want something to say, do it on your own platform. But if you want to come up here and ask a question, do that. Somebody said, I was told by someone from Oklahoma that he was out there to do it better this time, and God put him there. Liar. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Can y'all just call these people out? Don't let their title scare you. Don't let their title scare you. Those of you that are watching today that want to support the platform, I'm asking you, all of you, to do so. $7.77. You'll waste that by the time you go to sleep tonight. So how about sending it to the MBN network, tax deductible? Put your phone number in the memo section, whichever way you choose to give, so that we can call you and tell you thank you, pray with you, and give you the prophetic word. We got 5 powerful prophets that are on the team. Those of you that want to send me something directly, still tax deductibles over there on the left. It just goes to Dr. Larry D. Reid Ministries. On the right, it's the MBN network. $7 or whatever you want to do. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., I'm going to be in Patreon closing out the month. I have a word from the Lord as it relates to April, but I'm going to try to stay out of that. I'm going to try. Well, I might use tomorrow to set it up, because whatever the theme is, we're going to do it all April. But I've received a message, and so I'm going to share that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And you don't want to miss it. Going to be on Patreon. All right. Prayer. Okay, tell me your name and the city and state you're calling from. I can't say your name.
That's okay. It's Prayer Carrington. I'm calling from Baltimore County, Pikesville, Maryland. And my concern is about how blacks can get together and fight back against Trump's idea of taking the National African American Museum exhibit over. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, there isn't no way for us to fight right now, because right now it's just an order. What we need to do is educate each other, make posts, share things that's letting people know that this is an order that he has signed and this is what he wants to do. Information sharing is going to be our friend. And you guys, we have a history of this. In Black people is this natural thing to pass down what you know. This is how we still have Africa showing up in our Black churches and in our Western Christianity expression, is because what we saw Big Mama do and what she passed down. So it's in us to do that. So the way that we fight something like that is we share the information. This is what Trump is attempting to do. And we do not know if it's going to be able to happen or not. I want you to move like it is something that is going to happen with this whole voting thing and what I told y'all about your license, your passport, your birth certificate, even your utility bills and stuff, that alignment there with the spelling, your name and everything. I'm telling you that as a result of an executive order. We still don't know if it's going to be passed. But didn't Trump win and you weren't expecting that? So you don't know what they can finagle to make this stuff just go straight through without any suing or the Supreme Court intervening. It's best for you to be caught with your business fixed than unfixed. Oh, thank you, Carrie, for doing that. Thank you. $7.77 is what it is. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Okay, let me see. It's mostly privately funded, so donations will help to keep the museum open and factual. Thank you, Naida. You're in the DMV area. That is true. And this is the reason why you've got to put your Black dollars in entities like the African American Museum, like the MBN Network, so they can stay free in telling you the truth, versus taking your dollars and they say the Black dollar only stay in the community like 6 hours, as opposed to white America. I forgot how many weeks it is. We need to keep our money in our community. And in doing that, we empower us. I don't think the true and living God is involved in our politics. I said that a long time ago. He ain't. It's us. It's our politics. But how you vote does tell a story about your spirit. That's the only aspect of this that got any God parallel. Because how you vote tells us a story about you. All right, Amani, what's your name and what city you're calling from? What's your comment?
How you doing? I'm Amani. I'm calling from 19 minutes outside of Orlando. My comment is I was previously a intercessor. I was minister of prayer and intercession. And one of the things that we used to pray about is we used to pray that prayer would be in the school and that Roe v. Wade would be overturned. I feel like we've given our Black energy to this egregore, if I can say that, which is their fictitious or their made up Christian nationalist Jesus. We've given all of our energy there. Should we, or we probably should have a long time ago, have come together to take our energy and giving it to tear down this Christian nationalist demon, along with their ideologies, and also put that energy together to collectively move us in the direction that we should be going. We've given a large amount of our energy and still are giving our energy to this, I'm gonna say demon, but egregor or whatever, I can't hardly say it. It's just like when Jesus said, or wherever two or three will be in the midst. I mean, two or three you assemble, and I'll be in the midst. It's the same thing with their vision of their Jesus. Wherever a group of them are, then this spirit is in the midst, and we need to counteract that.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Now, if you're gonna come in here and make a statement, make one like this. You're not saying you gotta agree, but she's very emphatic and straightforward, and you are exactly right. And I love using that compound word, black energy. Everybody, let's put that in the chat. You're exactly right. If we take our black energy out of the economy, out of the religious sector, there is nothing left. We are still being enslaved and used for our energy, our creativity, for our dollar. And we got to wake up.
They're thriving off of our energy
and our ignorance. So we've got to fix that. Thank you so much, Amani.
You're welcome, everyone. Have a nice day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord, I got chill bumps because that's something that I feel very deeply and strongly about, is black energy, black excellence, black power, black magic, black prayer, black intercession, black spirituality. If we can get into that, you guys, and I want you to be so stuck on the black or the African, separate from humanity, because it's inclusive of everybody. Because there are people watching us who ain't black, but they right in this vein. They get it. Because melanin is in everybody. We just got more than they do. So their soul, humanity began in Africa, all of humanity. So truth don't really have no color. When it comes to Africa rising, the rise of Africa is going to also be happening because of people who don't have black skin, but they're out of Africa too. They have aligned with See, Africa is a consciousness. It is a consciousness. Oh my God, help me today. If we was at church right there, that would have been a thing. It would have been a when I say it would have been a rare back. Ooh, that's pretty. This is somebody pretty. Hey, Denise.
Hey, Larry. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm ready to hear what you got to say. What city and state you from, or country?
I'm from Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I have two questions. My name is Denise. Mm-hmm. One, where did the Black church go wrong into sitting down and listening to everything that was taught to us coming up to this point, to where you can sit in a church with a pastor telling you that thank God for slavery because it introduced God to us. And if it wasn't for slavery, we would die and go to hell. Where did we go wrong? To debunk those foolishness? Like, where did everybody can have their opinions, but because I know that I'm from the Maroons and I know that we're from slavery, I came here, I experienced a whole bunch of stuff, and it arose that blood in me from my ancestors back home. And I cannot, for the love of me, I live here, I'm a citizen here, and to know that the gruesomeness of the slavery that was enacted on the people here, how can anybody in our skin sit in a church and hear a pastor, whether black or white, because some black pastors are doing it too, to encourage us and tell us that everything that we went through I mean, Larry, I'm a woman of God and I am mad with the church.
Mhm.
I am of anybody that says you're a Christian
Mm,
and composite no foolishness to me. I don't even want to talk to them no more. I don't.
mm, mm,
Because you are wicked. And you are
mhm,
telling me by saying the things that you're saying that you are wicked. And
mhm.
light has nothing to do with darkness. And obviously, I am light. I'm going to take that on.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the one that wrote in the comment that said that I was talking to a friend of mine and I was like, "How are you feeling?" And she's like, "God put him there. God put him there the second time to do it right." I flung my phone across the room, Larry. I threw my freaking phone across the room. I'm like, "What? God put him there to do it right this time." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, so in 3 months, he started doing it wrong. So I guess in 3 years, he's going to start doing it right."
But the damage has already been done. I want to say something to what she said because I see some people in the comments saying, I never heard that one. If you follow this platform, I talked about it. It was one of our great renowned prophets and apostles that said, they gave us God. Thank God for slavery because
Slavery.
we will be
Yes.
in Africa somewhere worshiping a tree. This was
Voodoo.
said. This was said by Apostle. What is that woman name? Because she is in Florida.
That woman, that one right there, that one.
Yeah, I can't think of her name, but she's supposed to be known as the demon chaser and the apostle Kimberly Daniels. It was her that said it
And I'm
publicly.
saying to myself, the madness, the madness.
Yeah, yeah, it is madness. It is
And
absolute
my
madness.
second question is this. My second question is this. As myself being a small business owner, what can we do to, I mean, I know that there's websites out there and a lot of people are not privy to those websites and sometimes some small businesses are not on those websites. What can we do within the community to push these businesses so people can have alternatives to get, like, I sell luxury candles and I know somebody else that does signs and websites, and I know somebody else that does body oil, and I know a group of people in Atlanta that does a lot of stuff, the Black Business Shop. There's lots of black businesses out here. What can we do in our community to push it more so that we
Organ.
can redirect our monies? Because I support black businesses everywhere I can. But
Okay, one thing. Let me answer your question. I'm glad you asked me that question. And let me say this. This may seem very blanket. Number one, we got to start with our church. The church is the most influential, powerful, financially strong entity in the black community. We have got to start putting our money into the right church because we're putting our money in wrong churches. The mega church did not serve blackness, it served whiteness. So we have got to take our money out of mega churches. And I'm saying that across the board, but some people say, well, not my mega church pastor. He taught like you. I'm not talking about him.
mm-mm,
But I'm
mm-mm.
but I'm saying we gotta get our money into the right churches to support the right leaders who are going to stand toe to toe and use their influence and not betray us and get more into the jets and more into the Cullinans and more into the houses that will not betray us once we make them wealthy. Because it is us that make our black ministers wealthy. So we have got to put our money in the right place. That's number one. That's number one. Before we get to the businesses that sell all these things, like you in Atlanta, because it's so black. I know, except for toilet paper and toothpaste, I know somebody to get everything that I normally would go to Target to get. I know somewhere where you can get it. So we got to organize because most of us do not have those connections. And there've been a few people. I posted this one platform, but I found another one yesterday that I'm going to post, and I may even freely do a commercial with them once I find out that it's proper and run it on my platform where we can get our normal everyday supplies from black people. So
Yeah.
to answer that question, we got to organize an information share.
Yes. One last comment. I'm married to a pastor,
Mhm.
and I'm the wild card. I'm just a different
Yeah.
pastor's wife.
Yeah.
And I had him read that letter from the Portugals to the missionaries the other day, and it blew his mind. And I kept writing in the comment that you need to put it up behind you so you can read it. Your platform right now has a lot of people. So
Mhm.
they can see that whatever is going on right now was instilled in these missionaries from way back before they took one slave out of Africa.
Mm, mm,
That king told those missionaries exactly
yes.
what to do, and
Yes.
it was for their interest.
Yes.
My
Yes.
husband was blown away.
But see, you okay, now what she just explained, Denise Boyd, is whatever these first ladies, y'all are probably our way to change these pastors' hearts because y'all, I mean, the pussy's powerful. If y'all could start talking to your husband and give them the information, she says she gave it to her husband and it blew his mind. So that is going to change how what perspective and what lens that he's using when he's studying, when he's talking to the people. So that is very important. I mean, you basically you you just gave us a key that you begin to talk to the people that you have influence with for one reason or another. She got influence with her husband, who is a pastor, and as a first lady, she's pumping to him the information. This is great. Absolutely great. Not only is she pretty, but she got a little bit of that other stuff in her blood
I'm
from over
from
there.
Jamaica, Larry. I got
Huh?
that spasm about. I've got that spunk about me.
That's it. That's the Jamaican
Hmm.
thing. I love it. Thank you so much, Denise. Wow. Now that was a great commenter. God, that was so good. This made me want to go back to doing. I should do this all the time. These people, let me tell you, the people that follow the LRL platform be thinking. They be thinking. They know just don't. They be thinking. Oh my God. Mm, I love that. And she's a Jamaican. I'm gonna tell you the colonization that happened to the Africans, to the Caribbeans, the black. A lot of them are more religious than Black Americans. A lot of Africans in different countries and the Caribbean, I mean, really religious. So it's really good to see a Jamaican woman who's talking like this because she is a rarity. She is. She's a rarity. But it's a black woman. You see that? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna sign on. What 3 questions? Oh, I got 3 more questions. Okay, there's people. Okay. All right. Should we? Oh, let me say what I'm gonna say first. I'm gonna say this. If black women will pull together, saying all the stuff I've been saying this whole life, and they start pulling together and informing each other, the whole black community will be upgraded. I'm a man. I know our power, but I'm not stupid. It can't be done without a black woman. In our black community, it can't be done without a black woman is probably going to be black women. When I say a woman, I'm talking about the collective. That is going to be the way that we can start getting information and ideologies amongst us that will empower us. The black woman. She's the key. She's the key. All right. Should we start praying against the spirit or ideology? You can do whatever the spirit, because some cases it is a spirit, and in other cases it's an ideology. Also consider ideologies. They a lot of times create the structure for a spirit to exist. So you need to look into structures and to the power. There could be a master spirit in control there. And one of the main spirits that we are dealing with that is a master spirit is religion. Religion is a master spirit. When I used to often cast out demons, I haven't cast out a demon now in a couple of years ago. I'm just not in the setting there. Although I was contacted by someone, They say the child is levitating. I never got back to them. I need to find that. It's in the Larry Live Gmail. I got to find them because they need some help. The child been tormented. But anyway, that spirit is a strong. I don't never see nobody casting the religion out. I guess because they're religious. But I have dealt with casting out the spirit of religion more than once. And there is no spirit that I've ever pulled out of someone stronger. That is a master spirit. It has so many tentacles. Up under that is whoredom. It is sexual deviance. It's a lust for power. It's so many other spirits that people always casting out of people, them lower levels. But go after religion if you want to. You better show enough. Be ready to deal with that and have really the wisdom. Call that religious spirit is very wise, very sagacious. I remember one woman I was casting out of, and I was dealing with another devil, but now I know it was a lower spirit that was under that master. And when that master spirit came up, you know, that spirit then started speaking in a beautiful tongue. I mean, you would think that it was the Holy Ghost and just worship. There was a presence that was so similar to the presence of God. Now, you would think, if you were standing there, because the people around there thought it, after I went after this spirit, went after the spirit, and that thing broke that particular spirit, and then she was releasing her face even a little better. She was speaking in tongue. And I think I remember hearing some of them in the circle, like worshiping with her. And the Holy Ghost said to me, that's the spirit of religion. And then I said, I can't remember exactly what I said, but like a couple of words I said, I see you. And then that thing, came out of tongues and went into this whole other diabolical, dark, horrible thing. Bruh, that religion got us by the balls. Let's see. With that particular demon in the White House, we're going to need to pray that lady did in the deliverance. Oh, I know that's right. Demon in the White House. Okay, I got two more questions here. How should those suffering from the loss of the wildfires in CA move? I'm going to tell you this. A lot of them are trying to get you to sell your house for $750,000. Get as much money as you can out of the ordeal and don't go back there. Because if you research, and I'm posted this video, what was planted in that area is a fire accelerant. It makes no sense to rebuild there. Go somewhere else. That's what you should do. And whatever you go and do not in America put all your money in that real estate that you are going to buy or get. Think minimal for the next 4 or 5 years here in America. And build your wealth in different areas and different worlds and places and spaces in different ways, even here in America. If you're going to buy something, once you get a fourplex, you can get regular financing all the way up to a fourplex, duplex, triplex, and fourplex. Then if you go 5, there's a multi-family home. It's a different kind of financing. But why don't you get something to where you can live in part of it, a fourplex, live in one part, or even 2 parts of it, and then rent the other 2. After 18 months, you can move out, rent all 4, and all profit can't be taxed. So that's my advice there. All right, Dr. Reid, why do you think we use spiritual bypassing to ignore what's really going on with this administration? Programming. The church has always used its culture, its lens, and our Bible to explain and define things that happen outside of the 4 walls of the church. It is error. It is improper. I think a lot of times historically it happened because of a lack of education. Now I think it's happening intentionally because spiritual bypassing allows us to bypass the realities and the situations and the conversations that we need to have. We can just spiritualize it and just say it's this and it's that, and then not deal with the real thing. So to answer that question, we do it out of habit, conditioning, and I think some leaders that facilitate the spiritual bypass and do it on purpose to protect the empire. Yeah. Oh, I got it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Cause I know what she's talking about, but she only said a part of it. I'm trying to give you the proper the letter. Y'all can look it up and read it. It's all online. Is that it? Nope. Let me find it right quick, you guys. What's this, baby? Not either anything. I mean, it's good you always check in with me, but without looking at this and looking at your eyes, you're serious. So share it, please. Share it, please, please, please. All right, well, give it the weekend. If you need any changes, just holler. I got you. What it is? Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what this is. And ain't no way for me to listen to it. Hold on for a minute. I'm gonna stop looking for the letter. Did somebody put it in there? Okay, let me see what this is he's talking about. I'm trying to see what he's talking about. Sorry. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I got to do this. Oh, you can put it in the chat, baby? Okay, good. Yes, I got a right to that one. This is the one I paid for already, or the fourth one. All right, let me get back to what I was doing. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Is that it? Hold on. Okay, so what she's talking about is the doctrine of discovery. Look up Doctrine of Discovery, Terra Nullius, TerraNullius. And then you're going to get into that letter. Terra Nullius, meaning nobody's land. That provides the basis for how they handled the indigenous population. And it was what they would term a land if it was not colonized. They would literally say that it is terra nullius, which is uninhabited and uncivilized, because it wasn't Christian. You see? And look at the Doctrine of Discovery and read that. All right. I forgot I think 2 more songs I got to write to for that EP. I gotta get that done. And EP will be done. Name of EP is let me see. Hold on. Unlikely. All right. Yeah, King. Here you go. Oh no. He's talking about. Oh yeah, that was a whole thing. That we never hear about this, Taylor. Well, you do, but we never hear about this. We always hear about Adolf Hitler, but we don't hear about this. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Bishop talking about it too. Say it again. All right, let's see. Next question. Should I sell my second home that has 2.5 interest rate and has 200K of equity? No. Well, I can't make that blanket statement. What I need to know is what city and state it is. I need to know what's happening in your area. Yeah, that I can't answer that without having that information. Looking at the comps, looking at what has happened in the last 5 years. I don't know if that $200 equity is because in your area the houses are still 20, 30, 40% higher than what they were pre-pandemic. You're probably going to lose some of that equity as time go along, possibly depending on what area you're in. But with $200,000 of equity, one thing I would do is take some of that money out and make more money off of it, because you're just sitting with 200K of equity when you could be making money off of that. So my suggestion to you would be taking some of that equity money out. And I know in the Black mind, we want to pay stuff off. 2.5 interest. If you can take that 200,000 equity out and it stays, that rate stay that low, maybe you've done some kind of private lending or something that sort of keeps you outside of this whole inflation thing. So if that's the case, that is 2.5. And if you can get that 200,000 and it don't change that, oh baby, you need to get that. You sitting on a million, probably 1.5 million that you can have pretty quickly in equity. When I say pretty quickly, I'm talking about 2 to 3 years in the right place. You can turn that $200,000 into 1.5 million. Yeah. So that's my advice, Katrina. Yeah. Thank you, Brenda. Right now, Eden, you notice what I was thinking? She never, if she sell it or if she keep it. She tap, bruh, $200,000, she could buy a 1-bedroom, 1 study for 700 or 800 dirhams in Dubai right now. Put a tenant in there who got to pay her rent every 12 months because they pay it in lump over there. And it be a property that is appreciating. So that 200,000, she ain't got to put all the 200,000. She can just put some of it and let the tenant pay the note on it. And doing that in Dubai, now that gives her a visa to where now she can get a resident status, which give her a ID. Now, a UAE ID is powerful. You can have just about all the benefits of a citizen. You can't really be a citizen then unless you're born there, but you got to be a whole full-blown Muslim unless you marry in. That ain't how that work there. Which I think that's what sort of what America wants to do, but they're going about it with a strong arm and alienating others. Dubai says we a Muslim nation, we're Islamic nation. We're going to always follow the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But what you practice, we've got churches here too. We got other faiths here as well. As long as you ain't harming nobody, we ain't gonna bother. We good. Now, don't come to our mosque dressing like you going to first Sunday service. You got to wear what we wear. Certain areas they strict, but mostly in Dubai, more so than Abu Dhabi, that they are becoming very, very. But they was founded on that 51 years ago. Dubai ain't been in what it is now. It's young. It's 50-something years old. This is about to be 250 years old, America. So if you get into that economy, it's still coming up. Just like America had ups and downs, oppression and depression. If you're going to stay the long haul, you're going to deal with that too. But you're going to ultimately end up being filthy rich if you hold it proper. You're welcome, Katrina. Thank you for asking me the question. But yeah, Naida, that's what I was thinking. That sure was. And if you want to do that, Katrina, if you want to grab $100,000 out of your equity and become a resident in another country up on that visa, plus making money, and if it's Dubai, I got you. I got the connections. I've got like 9 or 10 people, families, households invested, making money over there. Bishop, when did you open mentorship? I do it now through Patreon. Coaching, I only allow you have to be Celestial Circle for a while to even get that offer. I'm not gonna wear myself to death with people. You're welcome, Katrina. See, if you was in Patreon, you'd be getting this information every Wednesday and some Sundays. In fact, Katrina, you know what you need to do? You really need to take this advice we gave you and begin to invest internationally. It's your second home. Keep that home, but I need to know information. I don't want to tell you to keep the home and then there's something happening in the market. I really got to do the market. But what I want to tell you, Katrina, you need to sign up for Patreon now. Do tier 2. Go in there and watch Dubai Reformation Real Estate. It's 2 or 3 hours. Me, some of the partners, and 3 or 4 developers, representatives from developers for Dubai. Get all of that information. And once you understand it, then email us. They're going to connect you to me, and I'm going to connect you with the people. And we're going to be in a thread on WhatsApp with them. So I can just sort of mentor you through the international investment, since I already have my own investments and been through the process. You know. And you're going to need my help when it comes to residency, because once you're investing in that country, they're going to give you residency. Yeah. There's a visa, which can lead to residency. Okay. Would you invest in property if you were from areas of the South where you and I are from? Depends. It all depends. Now, somebody else will just want to answer the question and make themselves appear, yes and no. When it comes to real estate, especially right now in America, overall, I'll say don't do it. But there are some areas and some specialized situations where it's not a bad decision. And you just have to know. You can research on your own. It's just a donation. It's not a fee. $7.77. Hey, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy, for doing that. She's telling you how to become a part of Patreon. You need to go see Dubai. I suggest that to everybody. And Africa. But if you're in Dubai, you really on African soil. But they don't say that. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have you heard of a tentuation well in Lagos? Slaves were made to drink from it. They will lose consciousness and memory of origin. Oh my God, never. I have. Write that down, Nancy. I'm going to study that. I never heard of that. Never heard of that. Say again now. I ain't never heard of that. Anybody here ever heard of that? Aside from Justin, I ain't never heard of that. That's going to make me chat GPT, Google. You're going to make me go down a rabbit hole. Never heard of that. What I'm talking about needs to happen in the Black community is literally happening right now in front of your eyes. We're information sharing. I'm preparing a condo for sale in California and she'll walk away with $250K or more. Hold up, I am repairing my paid for childhood home in NC. Is the sale wise being paid for NC home in cash? Dog, I don't get what you're saying. I really want to help. You got some mistakes. But if you're able to walk away from selling a property in California with $250,000, do that quick. Do that quick. And the reason why I say that, because there's only a few areas in California that still make sense. Mostly it makes no sense in California or in Florida. It makes no sense. And this is my opinion because I surveyed both those areas for investments And many times I thought I was in something good and I won't. But those areas are so above what they are really worth. We're not in the truth of what real estate is worth right now in America across the board. Everything is overpriced. So, yeah, if you can do that, you absolutely can. Now, where is your childhood home in NC? And I would say that you should be fixing it up to rent it out. And if you're going to fix it up and you're in an area where you can, I would say make it a duplex because you get double the rent than what you would get one person in there long term. But even in that, do you have the wherewithal, the team, and the help to where you can manage that tenant? And this is the reason why I always suggest people to invest in Dubai right now. It's because they will manage everything for you and just drop the money in your account. They manage everything. They find the tenant and all of that. So it's a payment that if we do that in America, we got to pay somebody to do that. We'll do it ourselves. But right now, the way it's set up there, and there's some situations in America where it's like that, especially the pre-construction, off-plan. Sometimes they work that in there, but it's not always. And plus, in Dubai, once you pay for it, that's it. It's yours forever to pass down. In America, there's some loopholes. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, you said it was a poem? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know the poem. I don't know any. So I have to just look it up. I want to know about it. And see, that's a whole nother problem. And see, this is the reason why I told that California person, get that money and go. Get that money and go. Absolutely. And listen, since I'm giving you the advice, $250,000, $25,000 is the tithe. Send that to the MBN network. That'll help what we're doing in Africa. And that'll also help the ministry as well. Since I gave you the advice, remember this, the AIR project. So anything you give to the MBN network, you're going to be helping us create jobs in Africa. Okay, let me get back to the questions. I'm going to stay here a long time. Huh? Oh, you said it's a real well? Really? Shut up. I never heard of this. Brand new information. Whoa. Never heard of that. Oh, all four need to be around family now due to medical. Okay. Okay. Got it. You're thinking of moving to Spain? Why not? You know, they were the first people to colonize us, Portuguese in Spain, to colonize us, meaning Africa and Africans, transatlantic slave. They're the main ones, first ones. But they're in that country. I've looked at that, Thailand, that earthquake in Bangkok, where my whole nervous system. Been looking at different areas, and it's not a bad place to live in, at least for the next 3 or 4 years. Not bad at all. And certain areas are great for investment there. Barcelona is one of the, and we're going there, and we're going to Barcelona in October, I think we are. Mm-hmm. God, I did not know that. That is, I'm gonna look at that. We're gonna all be looking at that. That's terribly interesting. Huh? Oh, you just pulled it up? Okay. You said the Forgetting River or Forgetting Well? Are y'all serious? So they had to use our own stuff against us because we trained them in the arts. That Europeans did not know anything about that. The more civilized Spain. Baby, Africans populated everything. That's why I laugh when folks talking about they came in and they literally think they came here to America and the indigenous people were fair skin, long, dark hair, what we know to be Native American. That's engineered people. Just like the Asians are engineered people. Everywhere, the first humans there were black because we just migrated from the continent of Africa. But when I say engineered, it just happened through the process. It just, but that definitely Native American, that was the white man's creation. That's why most Native Americans don't like black people, because the engineering is out of whiteness. Oh, y'all don't want to get me on them topics like that now. I'm going to say some stuff that may blow your mind. But it's the truth. That's what the truth does. That's right. We trained them, Janelle. That's correct, Brenda. We're the originals. We are. Just pure evil our people have endured. But look at that, Naomi. Look at what we have endured. But I'm sitting here at 47 years old. I haven't worked for the white man since a teenager. I'm 47. Done it in America, when my people were slaves here. To say that is even, it don't give us perspective. Because when you say enslaved and slavery, you don't really get what happened to us. You don't really get it. We weren't just working. There were whole plantations that were sex plantations where they had sex with all of us and our children. Are you hearing what I'm saying? There were other plantations where they took parts of our body and made it furniture, or they took it and used our organs and put it in white bodies. There were whole plantations where it was nothing but our children, and they were sex trafficked. Another plantation for same gender loving masters to go there where all the men were and have sex with and buy the best of the best. Same thing for the women. We've been through it. Another area where they would just test with diseases. So to say enslaved and slavery, it doesn't really even give the depth of what we endured. And yet and still we overcame. There is no people stronger. There is no people more innovative. We took what they threw out after they fed the animals and came up with collards, cornbread, frying of the chicken, chitlins, liver. That's why we eat that kind of stuff. Gizzards, mac and cheese, soul food. There is no one more innovative. The work we had to do, we found out how to do it easier and came up with the cotton gin, came up with the lift. There's no people more innovative, but they make you believe that we're dumb and stupid, not even really human. That's what they tell. That's what they told, and that's how they treated us here in the West. But today, Chinese and European, they're smartest, can't figure the pyramids out. And we did that how many thousands of years ago? That's who you are. I ain't even supposed to do this, but I think I'm going to let y'all hear my song. You said you wouldn't do it right now? Why? But why would you wouldn't? If you're going to say it, what's the wisdom behind it? Come on, Harry, give it to me. I just wrote a song, you guys, called Overcomer, and I let my community hear it. And I'm gonna let y'all hear it. It ain't released yet. It don't release until April the 18th, I think it is. But the words, Avonda saying no. Katrina saying yes to that. I know Vonda is Patreon. You know, y'all want to keep stuff to yourself. You know, I understand that. I'll let y'all wait. But it's coming April the 18th. It's called Overcomer. Let me tell you some of the words of it so you can hear this because it's coded. Because let me tell you this song I just wrote this week. I wrote a few songs this week. But the song I just wrote, I can't take full credit for because I felt the ancestors writing through me. I can't take full credit for this one because I felt them when I was in the booth. The first line says, "You've been given eyes they don't see." And see, this is why, who would we talking to? Denise Boyd and who was the other one? Amani. We have been given, there is a Negro, a Black American, an African American, you know, all that's made up when we really are American Africans. Thanks for nothing. What's his name that came up with African American? Jesse Jackson. I believe his intention was proper, but by him, you know, being a little puppet, sometime of whiteness, he didn't even correct them when they took this and made it be something else. Why am I African American and the white person is just an American? So I would have had a whole problem with that. But anyway, there is a constructed Black man, and then there is the American African. And most of us are friends with, go to church with, even some pastored by the constructed Negro. They gave you these eyes, and those eyes can't see. It's by design. These eyes that we've been given as American Africans, they were constructed by whiteness so that you'll see it the way they see it. So that's the first thing I say in the first verse. You've been given eyes they don't see. Something strange happening to me. Because see, I'm saying that, but this is not Larry. I'm speaking as a Black, as all Black people. What's going on? I know something is wrong, but I got no words to sing this song, meaning I don't even know how to explain this and put it in words what is happening. And then the hook comes in and says, we are overcomers. Then it says brand new day in the echo. No one can conquer. Brand new day. So the ancestors are calling in a brand new day and prophesying in the song to us today about a brand new day coming. When the day we're in compared to the day they were in is even better. But the ancestors are saying, no, that day we died for, prayed for, believed for, y'all ain't even in it yet. You're happy about where you are. But what we saw was the equality. You don't have that yet. We saw a brand new day of you just been seen as a human. We ain't got that yet. And so this is why the ancestors, and this song has been sung to us in this time, because I was going to put out something else as a single, but this is the one I'm going to put out as single. That's probably going to be tied to a 4 or 5 song EP called The American African. But it's going to be a song, it's music for us. The second verse says, came out the field and went to build. Did we do it or did we not? Look at us. Came out the field And then went and built whole economic systems and cities and hospitals and courts, had whole black town. Atlanta ain't the first time it was done. It was done years ago. A few hundred years after they brought us over here, we were running away. Y'all, some of the ships that came over, it came over with no white folk on it because we killed all of them on the ship and jumped in on the land, looking to build our own thing. When I hear people say we're not our ancestors, yes, the hell we are. They were fighting from the beginning. The spirit in them knew that they were not born to be bound in chains. They were not born to say yes, sir, and no, sir to an oppressor. Came out the field and went to build. And then the next line says, and what we are, made from stars. You can't kill, and this is my line here, you can't kill what you ain't built. And watch how we get up from here. And then the ancestors come back singing, we are overcomers, brand new day. No one can conquer, brand new day. We are overcomers, brand new day. No one can conquer, brand new day. Oh, Lord. I can't wait for you to hear it. I cannot wait for you to hear it. Somebody said preaching. I'm just telling you the words of the song. It's a word. It's 2 minutes and 14 seconds of goodness. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. That's April the 18th. You put that in the chat. April the 18th, Overcomer is when it's going to come out. Okay? Oh, Lord have mercy. I want y'all to pay attention. Who come in the chat talking stupid? It's always a dumb black. A black-skinned person with a white soul that has the oppressor spirit that likes to check other Negroes in the field. Did y'all see this? I can't. And it's usually always somebody unattractive. I just believe ugly people are just mean. And they're mad at everybody to look better. Because y'all see how he looked? He probably in his 40s. But he looked like he in his 50s and 60s because he overweight and eat bologna and hot dogs, spam, treat meat. Ugly ass. And it's always Facebook. What is the spirit on Facebook? All right, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Some of the members that want y'all to hear none of the songs, so I won't. I won't let y'all hear it. But I hope you will. Oh my God, 2 hours and 23 minutes. Larry, bye. All right, I'll see y'all later. I've been on too long. Wally beloved, this is the way I say it all. In the morning at 8 a.m., prayer, intercession, prophecy, teaching. I'm gonna share something with you, probably as it relates to April, but I ain't supposed to. But it's deep down in my spirit, so it might come out of my mouth. I'm gonna try to stay with March's theme and close it out tomorrow because our last Sunday on it. So what are you doing, Nancy? Who? Oh, I didn't even see the comment. Yeah, so you deleted them? Okay, make sure you guys are following official Thais report for learning, laughter, culture, movies, everything that I used to do 5, 6, 7 days a week. Thais is doing it, and I can't tell you how many shows and movies I done watched because he said something about it. What about the piano? What about he had us watch, Nancy? Who? Piano lesson. There was something else. Some stuff I ain't know nothing about. Well, I used to do that for you guys. I don't. Yeah, Beauty and Black. Oh, that was good. Duplicity. It made me watch that. So I don't quite have the I don't have it to do it right now. It's just not on me right now. It's just not on me, but it's on him. And so y'all click on this name and subscribe. Would y'all do that? You said he blocked me because he said my page looks suspicious. That would be Thais. He like to know. He's like, who is that? Who is that? You look, and then get rid of you real quick. Oh, yeah. He probably did do that. But you can still watch. You just won't be able to comment. You can't blame him because folk on YouTube is stupid. So you gotta be a little funny. You already did it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Haters, I had a few challenging me this morning. Really? You say you didn't do anything? You may probably didn't, but he just didn't. He don't know who you is. Yeah. Did you have a? Oh, he just said I'll unblock her. You see that? Look at that. It's good to know people. I joined his Patreon and he blocked and gave me my money back. I don't want him to laugh at you, lady, but you have to understand, doing this job, you deal with a lot of crazy men. And they will join your Patreon and everything just to go and do lives on you and take information out of your Patreon. So you have to understand. Now he gonna unblock you for YouTube, but you probably have to make another email to get back in Patreon. Unless he can go in there and find you and unblock you. I'm sorry laughing, but that tickled me. Because I'm quick to block you too. You said you released the song to the patrons. Where? I know. And what day was it? It was a prayer session. Oh, Friday morning prayer. I do prayer Wednesday morning and Friday morning. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we have other people praying. But Wednesday and Friday at 8 a.m., I do the prayer. So sometimes those Sunday morning prayers, it turned into full blast out prophecy like it's Sunday morning and some other thing. And we fell into a conversation. And I said, let me let y'all hear this. It hadn't been mixed, hadn't been mastered. So I played it, but now it's been mixed and it's been mastered. And so I was going to play a little bit of it just so you can hear it. Maybe I'll let y'all hear the hook. Let me see. But they won't know that. But this account at that. Let me see if I can find it. Do you see where? Type in there, Overcomer. Type in Overcomer. Nothing came up. Hold on. Which one am I in? Am I in the? Oh no! You gotta get into the whole. Oh, this is yours. You're not in mine. Okay, let me see if I can do it from here. Let's see. It's not out. I'm just gonna let them hear the. I'm just gonna let them hear the What Vonda said God trying to see God on one of that. This is funny. Look at Kendra saying the same thing. Okay, y'all see this? Look, Naida, no. Vonda, no. Kendra, no. Derek is saying no. Taylor said God blocked it. Oh my God. Somebody said, I'd love to see what artists excited about the word eager to share. That shows you put work in it. Absolutely. Oh, thank you. I mean, everybody is saying no. Y'all just the hook. Just the hook. All right. All right. How about this? I play some of it tomorrow morning in prayer in Patreon. So if you want to hear, you have to join Patreon here. Lady Trilina says, do it. Taylor says, hell no. Said, Larry, can you unblock my blood on YouTube? The name is Libra Butterfly. How does she get? Oh, your name on? Why? I wonder why you got blocked. We usually don't. Unless one of the. Okay, I'll unblock it. But if you do one thing, you get blocked again because they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. Right. He said people like to take stuff, but y'all, my stuff is already. It ain't about. I mean, I just sue them. No Reid, no hook, nope. They can wait. Oh my God. Okay, I mean, I understand. No, I mean, Lord Jesus. Oh, Naida said that's fine. What's fine? Oh, tomorrow. Yes, sir. Tomorrow. Yes. Oh my God. Carrie says hell no. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. You know, I would, but unlike other pastors, I do pay attention. Okay, Charlene said, great solution. Okay. Tomorrow, in fact, I play the whole song tomorrow morning. If I remember, I'll be caught up in my work. Since we're talking about Larry Reid music, I just came here to say, God, I say goodbye. It's still an underrated banger. It's so funny. Kendall was talking about that yesterday. That song, a lot of pain. That song was written in pain, and it is a country song that I wrote. It hurt to write that song. And I knew that I was also in the future, that there were people that I was going to have to say goodbye to that hurt. So that's why the first line says, rip my heart, tear it apart again. Because I knew it was coming. I had the thought, next time I said, I had the thought from the start that it would end. But I loved you, adore you, and took you in. But you hurt me, abused me, and wore me thin. And then the hook says, gotta say goodbye to my good love. Made me cry way too much. Gotta say goodbye to my good love. I don't know if I ever, I used to play it on the show. It used to be the opening song on the show. That's right. I think it's still out there. You can get it. Yeah, y'all is that. Y'all cut up. You said, no, your money is enough. Okay, it's tomorrow approved. Okay, tomorrow morning. Yes, my heart is generous. I share. If it's something I eat, something I find out, I'm quick to share. Your favorite song is Holy Spirit. Yeah, that comes straight out on my face, crying, and wrote that in service. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, Stacy. We had a conversation about that the other day, me and my engineer. Okay, let's see. Yellow Bell is saying, if you were broke because extensive sickness drained your finances, let's just deal with that first sentence. Do y'all know that as an American strategy? Implement it against our community. Now you're well, but all you were able to get so far was a low-paying job. How would you rebuild financially? What would you do? Move out the country. If it was me. If I could, I would. Because your money from that low-paying job, especially if you ain't got, it's not something you got to go in, you can do online. Oh, bruh. I will make that job remote or find me another remote job and move into an economy where my money goes farther. Now, that makes plenty of sense to me, But I know people have connections, they have loved ones, they have family members. We get so used to our world. But sometimes, you guys, we got to step out and do something different for better. And probably the other countries are going to have your health care free. And the food is better over there, so your body will heal. So there's so many reasons why I would just pack up, move to Beverly. That low-paying job as well. I'm pretty sure, Yelly, there's something that you can do that somebody will pay you to do. So you can go into entrepreneurship and probably come out with a better profit. Hey, that's another advice. Great advice. Great advice. Naida. Oh, yeah, smile. I wrote that with a smile on my face. Yep. We did okay in radio, that one, On Top. All them songs were in on radio. Yeah. Somebody said it's called Exodus. We got to leave what's comfortable but oppressive. Whew. Oh my God, that's a word. That's a word. A word, a word. Y'all talking about all my songs that ain't gospel. I mean, well, everything I do is going to be gospel, but it's not. Those are like just song, just music to sing, positive music. I've already done a song with B Slade called I Feature. While they hating, speculating about this paper, burn them eyes, catch on fires, move up higher, or something. I forgot the words. But I've done a song with B Slade. Is that online anywhere? Where? I say, is it online? I know it's in Apple Music. Type in I Feature right there, Larry D. Reid. I Feature Larry D. Reid. Let's see if it come up. Oh, we ain't in the search thing. Put it down. Yeah, inspirational. I used to open with that too. Oh, here it is. Oh, this says old. Now, is this going to play in if I add it, would it play? Oh, let me see if I can. This is the one I done with y'all got me doing some everything. Y'all got to donate because this my monetization gonna be screwed. You ain't got to, but I'm asking you to. Let me see here. Oh my God, this is a blast from the past. Yeah, this was used as an opening song. Y'all remember when we used to use this as an opening song? Yeah, we did. Okay, here we go. I Feature. Can y'all hear that? Now, can y'all hear that? Y'all can hear that? Is it coming through your audio? Okay. All right.
Get up, catch it, grab it, let them see you, throw it at them. Stand up, do it, be it, never, ever worry about them. Get up, catch it, grab it, let them see you, throw it at them. Stand up, do it, be it, never, ever worry about them. I got some stuff coming up that you don't need to miss. And it's a shame that my name you act like don't exist. When you see me coming up, making fuzz, catch my dust. Watch me win, pay attention, I'm the one you never mentioned. While they hating, speculating about that paper, I feature. Murder minds, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hating, speculate, anticipate that. Get up, catch it, grab it, let them see it, throw it at them. Stand up, do it, be it, never, ever worry about them. Get up, catch it, grab it, see ya, throw it at 'em. Stand up, do it, be it, never, ever worry about 'em. Never ever let me in laughing with me like we friends. See, I ain't down with that pay for play throwing Benji, man. Because I work the system, shade the system, play the system, beat the system. Look at all the minds on me, cause I'm making history. I feature. While they hate and speculating about that paper, I feature. Burn their minds, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hate and speculate, anticipate that. Get up, catch it, grab it, let them see ya, throw it at 'em. Stand up, do it, be it, never, ever worry about 'em. Get up, catch it, grab it, let them see ya, throw it at 'em.
That's Exaria.
Do it, be it, never, ever worry about 'em. Don't you ever stop doing your thing, don't stop, don't quit, gotta let me see your next. Keep on striving, keep on dreaming your dream, aim high, worldwide, don't ever lose your focus. Don't lose focus. Focus. Get up, catch it, grab it, let 'em see ya, throw it at 'em. Stand up, do it, be it, never, ever worry about 'em. I feature. While they hate and speculate about their paper, I feature. Burn their minds, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hate and speculate, anticipate it. I feature. While they hate and speculate about their paper, I feature. Burn their minds, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hate and speculate, anticipate it. Everybody dance around loud as you can't stop hard, put your feet on the floor. Ain't nobody fly like you, lift it up, turn around and let it all go. I don't wanna hear it cause you're running at your finish, step back on me, don't interrupt. Walking on my purpose cause I'm doing it on purpose and I focus, never ever giving up.
Yeah. Okay.
Big.
This has been a B-Slave production. Yeah.
I feature.
All right, that's a great blast from the past. I haven't listened to that song in years. But even there, I was in the future. Because there was a song like To My Haters. Ain't that crazy? Crazy. I mean, well, you know, that's how it go. Yeah, that was Exaria dancing in that. It was, somebody said, that Zoe. No, it's Exaria. She was younger. That's what it was. Okay, I hope the conversation we had today really got you thinking. And thank you to all of you guys that done donations. We're going to go out on my latest single, God Don't Play About Me.